Hey YouTube. Well, what you're looking at right now is on Wikipedia. You know, in the 90s they began to map the human genome, which I believe is because they want to figure out how to destroy us. But that's not the issue with this little short video. It's very short because it's very late. It's actually 2:50 a.m. on this day and I need to go to bed, but I've been thinking about this for a long time, and this is the result, what you're looking at right now, of the entire genetic package of the human. And I have done the privilege I've had is when you look at column 3 saying base pairs, all those base pairs I have added together, and I'm getting a number saying 303104247. That's the amount of building blocks that you and I are made up of. And then you can go in variations. I haven't calculated that. Don't matter. What is important is the base pairs. So we are having a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 figure number of genes that you and I are built up of. Now, what is my point with this? Well, you can pause the video and you can add the numbers together yourself, the rest of the numbers, meaning variations and protein coding genes and pseudogenes, total long ncRNA and total small ncRNA and miRNA and rRNA and snRNA and snORNA and miscellaneous ncRNA. You can put all these together yourself and find out how many variations there is in each package. Now, what is my point? My point is that you and I, since we started in school, have been taught the Darwinistic teaching of evolution, that there was this primordial soup, and that primordial soup all of a sudden changed a little, and we had the first amoebae, and then we have the troglodytes, and then it became a little more advanced and a little more advanced over millions and billions of years. And then these early stages of life on planet Earth became sort of, like a more or less like an infant frog, which we would call a salamander, and then it came legs, and all of a sudden these life forms in the oceans decided to go upon land, and then it developed lungs, and some fish stayed, or some amphibious stayed on land, and they developed into cows and sheep and snakes and birds monkeys, and then came the first human, and then came Homo sapiens that we are being called now, and the story goes on and on and on, that we are coming out of 4.5 billion years of evolution, that we came from nothing. From a big bang there was nothing, and all of a sudden that nothingness became a big bang, and all of a sudden during this cooling down, and all this soup coalesced and cooled off, and it began to spin around itself, and it became planets, and there was water, and there was this, and there was that. And I know for a fact that NASA has never ever found any water on these so-called comets that they have examined. Comets are space rocks, and the reason for why they're creating a tail is because there is a plasma exchange between the rock and the sun, that they are approaching our sun, and that is creating the tail, and it has nothing to do with ice and dust being released because of heat. That is BS. So where am I going with this? Well, we have this number of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 digits of base pairs. Actually, it reads, if we calculate it, or I put it up the best I can, that we will have 3 billion and 300 million and 42,417 Legos build up to become a human being. Now, you idiots out there, and I will suggest that you are idiots if you believe in this. Do you really believe that a number of building blocks like this is coming from a Darwinistic evolutionary project, that from nothing came Earth, planets, the sun, galaxies, and all this stuff that we know about? And down here on Earth, the Earth was this molten ball of, just collected itself, and it cooled off, and water all of a sudden appeared and created our oceans, and in our oceans some protein processes took place, and then life evolved, and blah 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 blah. Well, let me tell you something, you idiots. If you are having a superheated surface like a volcano, a totally molten core or planetoid of several thousand degrees cooling off, nothing, and I mean nothing, of any kind of protein or any kind of life form will emerge of that. It will be incinerated, if there even was anything of that. So what am I saying? I'm saying that you've been lied to, because first of all, nothing comes out of nothing. Okay, so if there wasn't nothing, and all of a sudden, boom, a big bang, and all this dust coalesced and formed these planets that were super hot and cooled off, and all of a sudden in all this cooling, water was created, proteins were created, and life were slowly evolving. You are a complete moron if you believe in that. It cannot happen. Okay? Take an egg. It's protein, pure protein. Put it in a bowl of water and boil it for 15 minutes. And then take the shell off. What do you have? You are having coalesced, dead, useless protein, worthless. That's the exact same principle if the earth was created in a matter of what Darwinism is telling you. Now, we are having this staggering number of base pairs in our human genome. This number, where we are talking billions of building blocks that you and I are made up of. Okay? Don't you think that all these building blocks is made by something intelligent? How can that be? Just look at the table I have in front of you there that you're looking at. You're not looking at my face, and you don't need to look at my face. I can put a picture of my face up in the end of the video so you can see who I am, just for the fun of it. But it doesn't matter. You and I have been, or has been, created by an intelligent source, and we have been made perfect from the beginning. Perfect. Look at the numbers. Look at the variations, the base pairs, the protein codes. Look what we made up of. Do you think that comes from stardust? You got to be out of your flipping mind if you believe in that. And it's pretty much all I want to say to you. These numbers you're looking at here alone disprove the idea of evolution. They themselves is putting in your face, without telling you, that you are made by an intelligence. And not to refer to the Bible, but I will anyway. He is saying, let us make man in our image, which means when Adam and Eve was made, but first Adam, he was made exactly like our Creator. Exactly. In our image. So our Creator, if you want to take it like that, if our Creator is physical, which I don't think our Creator is, but let's just say that our Creator is physical. He made us up of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different or digit number of building blocks. That's a staggering amount of building blocks. You couldn't even fill your house with this amount of Legos. There will not be room for you in there. It will crush the windows and spill into the garden. That's how many pieces there is that you are made up of, in a microscopical sense. So what I'm saying is that you are unique. You were made perfect. You were made by an intelligent source that knew exactly what to do. And he did this out of love. Why would he do this? Put us here on this ball to live out our lives. To make us slaves? No. But to make us evolve as humans. Not meaning that we will change our genetic code, but we will evolve spiritually. Because for every human being that is conceived, every human being is made of 46 chromosomes, okay, in a genetic pool, which means the finished product is 2 times the number I just gave you. It's double. It's no longer just 10 digits, okay? And let me do it. Let me do it twice that much, just for the fun of it, because I really want you to understand what's going on here, right? 7 plus 7 is 14. We got 3, we got 8, we got 4, we got 8, we got 0, 2, 6, 0, 6, and all of a sudden we are talking about that you and I, as after conception, are 306 billion 208,048,340 building blocks. Okay, now we're getting somewhere, are we not, liberals? Do you understand now that you and I are made by an intelligent source? We are not the, what do you want to call it, the successful evolution of genetic packages that somehow out of nothing, out of this glowing heat, which nothing can exist in, not even a protein will survive in a heat like in a volcano, which were the surface temperature of this coalescing, cooling down ball that we call Earth after the Big Bang 4.5 billion years ago. You got to understand that's impossible. It's impossible. Look at the numbers you have in front of you. Pause the video and add all these numbers together from each column, and you will come up with this result that, wow, that is a big number that we are made up of. I mean, just look at it. Even the variations in our genetic package. Look how big the numbers are for all 23. And that's only the half of the gene pool. Because when you are conceived, you are doubling that gene pool. There's 23 chromosome pairs from the female, and there's 23 chromosome pairs from the male, merging together, which doubling these numbers instantaneously. And the funny thing is, when a child is conceived, in the very moment that this little sperm is entering the egg, there's a flash of light of a billionth of a second. Light. Something magical is happening in that very moment. And that creates a complete, perfect, new little being comprised of 30 million, 306 million, I can't even say that number. It's so mind-boggling. And what was it God, he said in the beginning? Let there be light. And what's happening on conception? A flash of light when the sperm cell with the 23 chromosome pairs enters the egg containing 23 chromosome pairs, and they become 46. And the 23rd of each chromosome pair in those two pairs that is meeting each other is determining the sex of this new life. The X chromosome is female, the Y chromosome is male. If there is two X's, it becomes a female. If there's an X and Y, it becomes a male. That's pretty amazing. That's bloody amazing. And he will still lean up against that. Oh yeah. We are the result of evolution. It cannot be, people. I'm asking you, I'm begging you to understand this. You are not the result of evolution. You are the result of a creation that took place. An individual, or whatever we want to call it, omnipotent thing that is out there in the third heaven, fought this up and gave us this out of love. And where does the soul come from? The soul was already there. But in the moment of conception, when the 2 times 23 chromosome pairs meet at conception moment, a soul from third heaven is beamed down, sort of, into that egg. And from that moment on, that development of this new little life already have a soul. Already after 8 weeks, it got fingerprints, it got hairs, it got a beating heart, it got lungs, it got feet, it got nails, it got everything that you and I as an adult have. In 8 weeks, everything is there. And then from 8 weeks and up, it's growing and growing and growing and becoming a little child that you, mom, is giving birth to. Think about that. 8 weeks. And everything is already in that child. The soul, all the organs, the skin, the toes, the nails, the fingerprints, the heartbeat. Everything is there. All of it. What gives us the right to make the decision of having an abortion and killing a life that was already made in the moment of conception? It was life right there in that billions of seconds when that sperm cell enters the egg. Life right there. Right there. Life is created in the womb of the mom. And what gives her the right to ever terminate that? It is life. There can be complications. And the only time I, as a person, would agree and approve of an abortion is if that fetus is developing in a manner that will threaten the life of the mom, I would find it okay, because the mom can get pregnant again and have a successful pregnancy. But if we are having a fetus inside the womb of a mom that will kill the mom, meaning 2 lives will be lost, then it will be okay. But is it because that you are promiscuous and you just want to screw around and do whatever you want to and just say, okay, yeah, I can get the day after pill, or I can just go get an abortion? Then you're actually committing murder, because you have a life in you. A breathing life in you, with blood, fingerprints, heartbeat, lungs, nails, hairs, eyes, everything. It's just not big yet, but it's growing. And it's growing up to love you, the mom, and the dad, if he wants to stick around. Which is a problem in the modern world, that the dad is often vanishing off the picture because he don't want to take the role and the commitment and the responsibility of being a dad, bringing up a fruitful child. That's happening too much, and it's sad. But that's the world we're living in. That's the signs of the times. It is like the days of Noah, that people are marrying left and right, and partying, and fornication, promiscuity, and same-sex shit, and all that stuff. That's unfortunate. But what is fortunate, that is, that you and I, we are beyond reasonable doubt made by an intelligent design which knew exactly what he was doing. And he did this out of love. And he wanted the best for us. And he still wants the best for us. And he still wishes that we will make the right decisions in life and stop denying his existence. Because we are not the result of evolution. End of story. God bless you. Now, a little addendum to this is, why do you think that the scientists set about to map the human genome? Well, the answer is simple. They wanted to find out how they, in the best way, could manipulate us to harm us and to distort the creation of our Lord. And you're seeing that today, how they can manipulate our genetic package through GMO, through vaccines, through frequencies. That is why they set about to figure this out. I mean, the evil one, which we call the devil, or Satan, or Lucifer, he already knows this. But he's not allowed to give us that entire information package. Because God wants man to seek those results himself, to see how far that humanity or these people are willing to go in the destruction of their own people, of God's creation. That's how it's really working out. They're getting a little help from them. But they're not getting all the answers because it's not being allowed. The humans, the scientists, has to come up with it themselves to figure this out. And they are getting pretty close to have it all covered. But they think, because they've been led to believe, that they can win and create their own world in their image, because they have been deceived, because they have been put blinders on and not understanding that what I have just shown you here can only come from an intelligent design. Why would you want to disturb that? You can only want to disturb that if you are inspired by something evil and malevolent. It can only come from that. Because this is not how humanity, humans from birth, is set out to do. That has come through temptation, money, fame, your name on a certain patent, and so on. That's where it comes from. Over and out.